welcome. My name is Clara Aguilar. I am the marketing manager for Orders in Seconds, and I'm going to be the moderator for today on the Mastermind Monthly Training on the topic Stop Wasting Time Hunting for Products in Your Warehouse, Smarter Tracking with OIS Inventory. Now, this Mastermind Training will be hosted by your guy, the best host ever, Frank Monterosa from Orders in Seconds. And all right, give him a warm welcome, guys. Give him a warm welcome in the chat. All right. And then for those of you joining today, we just want to give you guys a warm welcome. For those of you who are new, welcome, welcome. Thank you for supporting us today. And those of you who are returning, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to always have you at these mastermind trainings. All right. Well, let's get into it. Today, Frank is going to start by reviewing today's agenda. Go ahead, Frank.
Hey, thank you for that introduction. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Perfect. So before, Clara, before we start talking about the agenda, I want to share a quick story with you guys. A couple of months ago, we had a customer, and still a customer, right, who uses the OIS solution for the sales platform. I mean, that sales rep in the field. But the thing is this, they were handling all the warehouse picking manually. That is, they would bring, the packing slip and give it to the warehouse personnel for picking and fulfillment, which is a lot of the existing customers that are doing things manually are doing it that way. The thing is this, their team kept running into a repetitive problem. A customer would place an order, let's say for 10 units of a product, but when the warehouse picker went to the designated location, they would only find five of the 10 products that they were ordered, right? This would cause a lot of confusion. It was causing a lot of confusion and wasted time as they tried to track down the missing items. What happened, what usually happens is this, what the order would be invoiced and shipped with the wrong quantity because the warehouse picker assumed that there were no more in stock. Well, the real issue after, talking to this person, and the real issue was this. However, was the missing product were actually in the warehouse, but they were stored in different locations because the entire process was paper-based. There was no easy way to, for the picker that more units were in different warehouse locations. This is a recurring problem, highlighted a critical issue with the inventory management. That is why we decided to address this topic on this specific webinar. So today agenda, we're going to be covering physical inventory count, product finder, because that was one of the main problems that these people in the warehouse have. And then I'm going to go to the live demo so that way you get to see in real time how can we handle physical and finder and product finder, and we're going to leave in a space for Q&A, ask you questions, and at the end, stay tuned because we're going to giving out a free gift. So let's move on to the next one, Clara. Excellent. Look, before on this slide, I want to functionalities, which is physical inventory count, product finder, which that importance.
It's like choppy a little bit. You're choppy a little bit. But let's see.
Okay.
You smoothed out. Let me
Okay. Can you guys hear me better now?
Yeah. Yeah. If anything,
Oh,
you could
okay.
always
So
turn your camera off and then if that works better sometimes, if you have your camera
that
off.
might help. That might help. Okay. So again, we're gonna be covering physical inventory count and product finder. To fully understand their importance, we need to first look at the entire inventory order fulfillment workflow. This will give us a clear idea on how logistics should work. So everything you are in this industry, right? everything starts with the physical stock you have in the warehouse and the need to replenish the stock, right? This is done through a purchase order, which is you created on the office. When you receive the new merchandise, it gets updated. It's updated your inventory storage. This is where we'll be focusing on the two functionalities that we're covering today. Once your inventory storage is accurately updated, your sales team gains real-time visibility, even if it is an inside sales or sales rep out there in the field, to actually know exactly what you have in the warehouse. Why is this so critical? Well, it prevents them from selling products that are not actually there. Once a customer order is created, it is assigned to the picking team to prepare the items. After picking and packing, the orders are processed, ready to deliver. So as I mentioned, our focus today will be inventory storage. Think about this. If you're receiving new product, but the data in your inventory storage, it's already inaccurate, the problem will only get worse. It will further distort your entire inventory records. That is why our emphasis today is so strongly on getting inventory storage right. This is basically, I would say, the foundation of this. So let's move on to the next one. What we're going to be covering today. So this is the problem. This is the problem that some of you might be encountering right now. Cannot find the products. Remember the story that I was telling you? They were looking for those items, but they were some items located in different warehouse locations. So the other thing is this: don't know your inventory count. This is a huge problem. If you don't know what you have in the warehouse, you're going to be struggling. You're going to be probably losing a lot of money if you don't have visibility of what you have in inventory. And the last one, tired of inventory errors. So as I was describing, you might be delivering the wrong quantities because you don't have full visibility of your inventory. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, Clara. So I'm going to focus on this physical inventory counts. So physical inventory counts, meaning that we're going to try to eliminate out of stock or overstock. Either one could be hurting your company, right? Second, we're going to get accurate counts without shutting down operation. If I would ask you today, when was the last time that you did a physical inventory for your product? If you're not able to tell me that was done this year, you might be having big problems right now. So third, perform cycle count or full count at your convenience. Depending on the type of products, there's some products that rotate more than others, right? You can do cycle count for those products that are rotating the most, making sure that you keep visibility of the inventory and generate daily report for real-time visibility. And let's go move to the next one, Clara. So this is another importance. So when you go around the warehouse, sometimes you don't know exactly how much inventory you have or where the products are located. So this is what we call product finder, right? Never lose track of your product again. Second, instantly locate items without a digital product catalog. I'll show you that in a minute. And assign products to bins, shelves, and zones for faster picks. And the last one, track batches, lock and expiration dates without confidence. Without being said, let's move on to the next one, Clara, and let's go to the live demo. So that way you get to see in real time exactly what, how this works right there. So let me show you my phone, which is where I have the mobile solution installed on my device. Just to confirm, are you guys able to see my phone right now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So look, before I do that, let me show you a little bit of the hardware that I'm using. Look, in this case, I have this Bluetooth scanner connected with my device. In this case, I'm using my phone, but we have some other devices, right? These are ring scanners, these are zebra scanners that you can use it with pistol gun. So basically, you decide what information you wanna or what hardware you wanna use. Another thing is these are the sample products that I'm gonna be using today. And look, and this is really important. This is basically how we can have the different stores, warehouse store locations, right? So let's go ahead and go and open the mobile app just to confirm. You guys keep on seeing my screen right now. Okay, this is the inventory app. So once I open the inventory app, this is what I'm gonna do. I log in with my credentials. Right here at the bottom, we have something called inventory count, which is the first one that we're gonna cover. So when we go to the inventory count, this is what's gonna happen. Look, as I was telling you, the system will give you full visibility of the previous inventory counts that you have done. It's gonna tell you the numbers of the if you have already cycle counts, right, it's going to tell you what day and what quantity has been done in the past days. And if you would like to start a totally new inventory counts, just click on the plus sign. Look, once I click on the plus sign, automatically, automatically the system will connect with my barcode scanner. If you notice, it's already connected to my barcode scanner. It says on, right? So from here, you have different options, right? You can go ahead. Remember that I have that document right there with me. So in this case, let me go ahead and start scanning an item. Look, something really important. You might made a mistake and say, oh man, I scanned this item, but this is not where the item belongs. See right now where it says state number one, you can go ahead and delete it. And if the warehouse location of the item has a UPC, it'll be easier. What do I mean by that? I mean this. Look, take a look at this. Take a look at this. Are you guys seeing my okay? This if they have a UPC, it'll be easy just to scan the warehouse location, and that one item could be in different warehouse locations, right? So let's go back to the inventory count. So again, you can go ahead and scan. You can go ahead and scan the warehouse location. In this case, you might say, look, the warehouse location that I scan is AA 11, right? So once you click on AA 11, you can go ahead and start scanning the item, right? So how many you have physically in that specific warehouse location? So in this case, you might say, look, you can keep on scanning or you can put the right quantity if you have already counted how many you have already there. So look, one item could be in different warehouse locations, the same item, right? Like in this case, you could say, look, I got the item in double A 12, and I can scan the same item because the same item could be in different warehouse locations. This is the problem that I was relating when they ordered 10, but he couldn't find or he couldn't realize that the rest of the items were in a different warehouse location. So this is really important, guys, that the system has the capability to manage multiple warehouse locations. I can either have, the same item in different in different in different locations. So if you notice, I have this quantity right here. I got 10, I got 15, and this is located in this double A 13, double A 12, and double A 11. Look, and you can keep on scanning, right? Like in this case, you can say, look, the item that I need, this is, I got 10 of this, and it gets updated. Look, once you have it updated and you finish, you're done, scanning the warehouse location. Basically, you click on finish. Once you click on finish, the system will recap what you have scanned on the different warehouse location. And once you can put any comment, right, if it's needed. And but you're clicking on send automatically. The inventory, the physical inventory, is going to be sent to the main office. I'll show you on the main office what's going to happen with those items. But look, again, it's really easy in the capability that I'm showing you right now, that an item could be, right, could be in, usually, in the warehouse, the top are storage, right, for that one item, and the first shelf and the first shelf are the ones that are ready for picking and fulfillment. So that's something that you should keep in mind all the time that you're counting, that you're doing physical inventory. So let's go to the second one. The second one is what we call product visibility, right? So if I click on the product, look, if I click on the product, the system will show me all the products that I have in the warehouse. So this is important because sometimes when you go around, you don't know exactly how much merchandise you have in stock. So like in this case, if you notice, it's really easy. You can just go ahead and say, okay, let me see how much merchandise I have of that item. Okay, the system will tell you exactly how many you have in inventory. So if right here would it say, I don't know, 100, you're gonna, the system, even when you click on it, it'll show you where each of the those locations contain those 100 that you're seeing right there. So you can keep on visualizing the products and synchronizing. Look, automatically that's kind of that I have is recognizing. Look, I can uh keep on switching. Let me see this one right here. Take this one. So you always gonna have full visibility of what's going on with those items. So what's gonna happen with those items that you have right there? Look, let me stop this for a minute and let me show you my screen right now. Give me just a second.
Okay, perfect. And I'll just take a minute to say, guys, if you have any questions for the Q&A, which we're going to do right after the demo, make sure to put it in the Q&A. Just click the link at the bottom of the Zoom screen that says Q&A, and you guys can submit your questions there, okay? Any questions you guys may have about OIS inventory, the inventory, the product finder, or the physical inventory count feature.
So what's gonna happen is this. So what's gonna happen is this. Any product that you have done physical inventory. Let me see if I got the right one. Okay, let me log in with this account. Look, every time that you do a physical account, this is what's gonna happen. You come to the warehouse, and in the warehouse, you're gonna see something called physical counts, right? Because something needs to be authorized in order, right? In order to update the inventory, because the warehouse personnel made a mistake. So you can correct it directly from here. So like in this case, let me see if I have any physical count ready. What's the account number for the just a second. Forgot the account number.
You have logins for days, Frank. Look at all those logins. Oh my goodness.
Okay, I think it's
Busy
this one
being.
right.
You're
So
busy
take
being.
a look at this. Look, when you come to the warehouse and come to the physical count, here you're gonna see all the physical counts that are going on out there in the field. You may have one people doing physical count, or you may have several people doing physical count based on how you organize your warehouse. So whenever you open the physical count, here's where we're gonna give you visibility of what's going on the field, right? And in order for this physical count to update inventory, you're gonna have to approve it. So once you approve it, inventory is gonna be updated, and again, your storage is always gonna be updated. So if you notice, updating inventory is critical. It's critical for the business, because if you don't have the right, if you don't really keep track of the inventory of what you have, salespeople in the field are gonna have issues. Or whenever you're doing picking and fulfillment, they're gonna have issues, and that's when the problems are going to start. So if you notice, I want to keep it simple, but it's really useful. The way that we have, develop it, because it's really simple. So now let's leave it on, Clara, for Q&A. I don't know if we have any questions, so that way we can answer. And again, guys, if you guys wanna see more details, or or have a better understanding of your processes, we can do, a demo. Clara, if we're talking, you're mute.
Thank you. Doesn't happen to everybody. All right. So, guys, we're in our live Q&A session. Thank you, Frank, for that demo. I know it went rather quickly because we're trying to get in, we're trying to stay within the half an hour window. But again, like Frank said, if you guys want to see OIS inventory in more detail or have a specific question about these features, make sure to schedule a demo, which we're gonna get to in a minute. Make sure to schedule a demo so you guys get the time to ask all your questions. But right now, let me see. Okay, so we're in the live Q&A, guys. If you have questions, I see a question did come up already. So let's see. Carlos, he says, can I load a PO to receive in the inventory app? And
Yeah,
load
but
a PO. Yeah.
remember, I was showing you the inventory cycle. Yes, that's part of feeding the inventory storage. You can create the purchase orders, and once the vendor arrives to the warehouse, is that when you start receiving the merchandise from a purchase order, and inventory gets updated. That is right. You create the purchase order, and then you receive with the mobile device the merchandise in the warehouse.
Okay, perfect, perfect. And then another question that's coming through is, can OIS inventory identify products in multiple locations?
That is right. That's exactly what we saw today. That's why it's so important doing physical inventory, knowing exactly how much you have and where each item is located. Remember that I was explaining that an item could be in different warehouse locations, depending how big your warehouse is, or you may have it just in one location. But that's right. Whenever you're doing whenever you're visualizing your inventory, you can scan it and you're gonna know exactly where that item is located. Is it one warehouse location or multiple warehouse locations?
Thank you, Frank. And then the last question is, if I'm interested in OIS inventory, but I do things manually on spreadsheets, like the physical count or cycle counts, what do I have to do first? What do I have
Well,
to
in this case, look, my suggestion would be to jump into a demo so that way we can have, because right now I have a lot of questions. Is this account that the person that is asking, it's already integrated with QuickBook, without QuickBook? Depending on how you are implemented, we're gonna be able to do. But to keep it in mind, it is gonna be really easy, really simple, because we're gonna take you by the hand, making sure the other things that we have covered today are gonna be implemented correctly in your warehouse.
Okay, perfect, perfect, Frank. So yeah, make sure to schedule the demo and let me see. Here, can you explain more about labeling the warehouse racks with barcodes to use the scanner? Can
Well,
you
that's critical. Look, in one of the suggestions that we have is we cannot start using the warehouse management solution if you haven't labeled your warehouse, because it's gonna become a headache. Even though you try to skip that part, later on it's gonna become a headache, and that is why later on Clara is gonna give you a really good tool to generate those labeling, and it's really simple, guys. It's just a matter of willingness to do it and do it right. So in this case, look, there are different ways that the labels could be done. Could be labeled for the staging areas, it could be labeled for the warehouse location, and the label for the UPC. So if you have labeled all your warehouse, I mean, managing warehouse, physical count, receiving, and picking and fulfilling is going to be really easy. It's going to be really easy though. And and again, if you want to move forward with that, you can schedule a demo with me, and I will show you exactly what are the steps in order to start labeling your warehouse.
Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. So that's it for the Q and we have one more question, Albert. Oh, hi, Albert. Is it possible to set up UPC and case UPC for each item? Let me say that again. Is it possible to set up UPC and case UPC for each item? So
I,
order pickers can
I'm
scan either
I'm
UPC
assuming
or case.
Albert is talking about the same item, right? I got that one item, which is the item code 10001. And whenever I'm doing picking, I want to have the UPC for the what is it for the for the unit and the UPC for the case. The answer is 100%, 100%, Albert. So if you notice, I don't know. Let me show it to you so that way we can finish with that
Do you want me
one.
to stop sharing?
Well, no, I think we can leave it right there. But the thing is,
All right.
100%, Albert. 100%, that's doable. It's just a matter of configuring the two UPC, the one for the unit and the one for the case. And whenever you're doing picking and fulfillment, you will be able to scan both of them or any of those.
Okay, perfect. Albert, I hope that answered your question. All right, guys. So that's the end of our Q&A. But guys, again, if you guys are interested in learning more, schedule a demo with Frank. You guys can scan the QR code. I'm also going to put a link in the chat just if you guys want to click the link, if that's easier. Okay. All right. Make sure to schedule and then we'll answer all of your questions. Okay. All right. And then what we've been waiting for, the free ebook. Yay. I hope everyone's as excited as I am to give something else away. So we have a free ebook for everyone who attended today. It's on how to print warehouse location labels using Avery templates. So it's a step-by-step guide. And guys, you guys, it takes the guesswork. We provide you the exact Avery template to use. We tell you exactly how to copy paste into it. So it's a great ebook to have, and it's gonna organize your warehouse, right? So you guys are gonna get a link in an email that I'm gonna be sending out after the webinar. So make sure to click into the email, and then you'll get the link there, and you'll be able to download it instantly. Okay. All right. And then next, guys, we're letting you know we are beefing up our YouTube channel and we would love your support, guys. Here, this is great. If you guys go to, it's the Wholesale Pro. You guys, Frank is our Wholesale Pro. He's our spokesperson for our influencer here on our YouTube channel. We do everything here in Orders in Seconds. And guys, you'll find, free webinars. You'll find practical advice on all the topics having to do with warehouse management, warehouse logistics, delivery management, order management, inventory management. So guys, make sure to check it out. And guys, the best way to support us is to subscribe. So you guys can go to our channel by scanning that QR code there. And I'm gonna also be linking it in the chat too. So if you guys want to visit, okay, we would love to have you guys subscribe so you don't miss a video. Okay, and if you guys are interested in a specific topic, make sure to let us know. Okay, and you can let us know by commenting on a video, or just emailing Frank directly if you want, and we'll make a video about a topic. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that is all for today, guys. Thank you so much. Yay, we made it to 1:30. Okay.
Woo!
Yeah, we stuck to this meeting time. So thank you guys for attending this webinar, our
Yeah, thank you
customers,
so much. And again,
everyone.
emphasize if you guys are interested or struggling with the warehouse, hey, feel free to fill out the form and let's talk. Let us help you and find out the easiest way to handle your warehouse.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, also, we're going to continue to do these mastermind trainings, but we have more webinars still coming up this year as well. So I just wanted to remind you guys in October or November. So make sure you guys are going to receive emails in your inbox about that. And then guys, when this closes out, make sure to fill out the survey, okay? I read those surveys, so I'm reading the information you guys are sending me on those surveys. So I would love to hear from you. Okay, well, have a happy Thursday, guys. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.